30th verse.
Yes, Machadi, 30th verse.
Maharaj Parikshit is Vishnu Rata, one who is protected by. He bowed down towards Sukadeva Goswami, who happened to come there by the will of Providence. In this way, receiving respect from everyone, Sukadeva Goswami took the exalted seat. So about Sukadeva Goswami has been spoken in the previous verses, that he is Avaduta, always absorbed in Krishna Prem. And there were many ladies who were following him, children were following him. Very pleasing, very attractive smile. When he came there, all of them honored him by rising from their seats. And these women, everybody, ignorant people, they were following after that. They just left. Samvritastatra mahan mahiyasam brahmarshi rajarshi devarshi sangaihi व्यरोचतालम भगवान यथेन्दु ग्रहक्षतारानिकरैः परीतः. This also actually we had done. Sukadeva Goswami, he was surrounded by the great sages, demigods. It looked as if the moon is surrounded with stars and planets and heavenly bodies. And how was his presence? Presence was very gorgeous, very wonderful. Sukadeva Goswami, he looked like the moon which is surrounded by stars and planets. 31st. Prashantamasinamakundamedasam munim nrupo bhagavato vyupetyah pranamya murdha vahitakrtanjali natva gira nurta yan vaprucha. So now Prashantam. Prashantam. So Sukadeva Goswami, perfectly pacified. Asinam, he sat. Akunthamedasam, without hesitation. Ready to answer the questions. Medasam, sufficient intelligence. Bhagavataha, Nupa Bhagavata. Munim Nupa Bhagavata. And to the sages, king, and the great devotee, the king who is a great devotee. Now, the great devotee Maharaj Parikshit Abhyupetya, he approached him, Pranamya, going down, Mudna, his head, Avahitaha, properly, Kritanjali, with the folded hands, Natva, politely by the words, and Surutyaha, in sweet voices, Anava, Puchatim. So in this way, Maharaj Parikshit approached him and offered his respects by bowing before him, and then politely inquired and with sweet words and folded hands. So Sukadeva Goswami took his seat. He was ready to answer any questions without hesitation. I think we did this also because Parikshit Vacha was to start. I remember. This also verse we did. Okay, we'll start from 32nd verse. Parikshit Vacha. What questions were asked by Parikshit Maharaj? Because the Parikshit Maharaj approached it with folded hands. Aho adya vayam brahman satsevaya kshatra bandavah कृपया तिथि रूपेण भवद्भिः तीर्थका कृताः. Aho, O Brahman, fortunate. Maharaj Parikshit said, Parikshit Vacha. Now see why Prabhupada writes, Maharaj, fortunate Maharaj Parikshit. Aho Bhagya Parikshit Vacha has not been given. Though Parikshit Vacha has been given, but still fortunate Parikshit Maharaj has been given. Why? Because it is his fortune to be in the assembly of great sages, and the fortune, the most important fortune, the most biggest fortune what he has got is having the association of Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami coming there. Sukadeva Goswami is parrot of Srimati Radharani. Aho, aha. Adya today, Vayam we, Brahman, O Brahmana, Sat Seveya, eligible to serve the devotee, Kshatraha, the ruling class, Bandhavah, friends, Kripaya, by your mercy, Atiti Rupena, the manner of a guest, Bhavadvi, by your good self, Tirthakaha, qualified for being places of pilgrimage, Kritaha, Kritaha, done by you. So fortunate King Parikshit said, O Brahmana, by your mercy only, you have sanctified us, making us like unto places of pilgrimage, all by your presence here as my guest. By your mercy, we who are but unworthy royalty become eligible to serve the devotee. So you have sanctified us, your mercy. And what is that mercy? Your presence is the mercy. By your coming, the whole place is sanctified. We are sanctified. Your presence as our guest itself has sanctified us. Bhavadvidha Bhagavatas. Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Vipo. Tirthi Kurtvanti Tirthani. A devotee carries Lord with him. So just by the presence of the devotee, the whole place becomes purified. That is his mercy. By your mercy, we, now here he expresses his humility. We are actually unworthy royalty. Kshatriyas are considered to be engaged in women and power, money. So we are unworthy people. But still, you have made us eligible to serve the devotee. You have made us eligible to serve Lord, to serve the devotee. That is what is the mood everyone has to have when, especially the initiation ceremony, Diksha ceremony, we are unworthy. It's only because of the mercy of our spiritual master we are able to do some services. So this is the humility which has been expressed because now Shiksha Dikshadi Grahanam. Surya Goswami has said, come. So now Shiksha Grahanam, that means taking the formal initiation. Shiksha Dikshadi Grahanam. So that time one should understand that I am just an insignificant person, though maybe born in a high class family, whatever. But eligibility to serve Lord has been given by our spiritual master. This type of humility one should always have before the spiritual master. येषां येषां संस्मरणात् पुंसां सत्यशुद्ध्यन्ति वैग्रहान् किं पुनर्दर्शनस्पृशः पादशौचासनादिभिः येषाम् of whom संस्मरणात् by remembrance. Prabhu, please mute your phone. Abhinakshi Mataji, mute your phone. Just by remembrance, Pumsam of a person, Satyaha instantly, Shuddhayanti cleanses. Why? Certainly, Graha, all houses came what? Puna. Then, Darshanaha, meeting, Sparsha, touching, Pada, the feet, Shaucha, washing, Asana. Simply by remembering you, our houses become instantly sanctified. Then the prayers for Sukadev Goswami Pranam Mantra is your Samsarina Karunayaha Purana Guhyam Tam Vyasa Surupayami Guru Munina. You have appeared with a great compassion to all the people in this world. And in this way, Yah Swanubhavam Akila Shutisaramekam Adhyatma Deepam Atitikirshitam Tamoandham. You remove all the ignorance. You remove the ignorance. You are that light. You are that brightness. You are that knowledge, personification of knowledge. Just by remembering you, our house is purified. Which house is purified? The remembrance is done by one's consciousness. The consciousness is purified. Naturally, once consciousness is purified, the place where he stays becomes purified. Just by remembering, because Adhyatma Deepam Atitirshatam Tamo Andham, you remove this andhakara, tamas. Just by remembering Sukadeva Goswami, one gets purified because his tamas is removed. So then, what glory is there? Wonderful glory is there by touching you, by seeing you, by washing your lotus feet, offering a seed. So in this way, more glorification has been done. I'll read 3 verses, then Narayana will read all the 3 verses. And Sannidhyate Mahayogin Patakani Mahanti Api Sadyo Nashyanti Vaipumsam Vishnoriva Suretaraha. Sannidhyat, on account of the presence, pay your Mahayogin, oh great mystic. Patakini, the sins. Mahanti, invulnerable, vulnerable. Api, in spite of. Satya, immediately. Nashyanti, vanquished. Vivai, certainly. Pumsam, of a person. Vishnu, like the presence of personality of God, and even like Suraitaraha, that in the demigods. So as the atheist cannot remain in the presence of the personality of God, so also invulnerable sins, the biggest sins of a man, are immediately vanquished in your presence, O saint, O great. Your presence is compared. When you are present, the sins are compared to the atheist. Sins cannot remain when you are there. In the same way, the atheist cannot remain, like a atheist cannot remain in the presence of Lord. So the sins, even the biggest sins of the person, are immediately vanquished. Okay, Narayana, read all the 3 verses and all the 3 purports.
Mataji, may I read? He is driving.
Yes, read.
Okay. So 1.19.32 onwards. Parikshiduvach अहो अद्य वयं ब्रह्मन् सत्यसेव्याः क्षत्रबन्धवः कृपयातिथिरूपेण भवद्विस्तेतकाः कृताः. Purport, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The fortunate King Parikshit said, O Brahmana, by your mercy only you have sanctified us, making us like unto places of pilgrimage, all by your presence here as my guest. By your mercy, we, who are but unworthy royalty, become eligible to serve the devotee. Purport. Saintly devotees like Sukadev Goswami generally do not approach worldly enjoyers, especially those in royal orders. Maharaj Pratap Rudra was a follower of Lord Chaitanya, but when he wanted to see the Lord refused to see him because he was a king. For a devotee who desires to go back to Godhead, two things are strictly prohibited: worldly enjoyers and women. Therefore, devotees of the standard of Shukadev Goswami are never interested in seeing kings. Maharaj Parikshit was, of course, a different case. He was a great devotee, although a king, and therefore Shukadev Goswami came to see him in his last stage of his life. Maharaj Parikshit, out of his devotional humility, felt himself an unworthy descendant of his great Kshatriya forefathers, although he was as great as his predecessors. The unworthy sons of the royal orders are called Kshatriya Bandhavas, as the unworthy sons of the Brahmanas are called Dvija Bandhus or Brahma Bandhus. Maharaj Parikshit was greatly encouraged by the presence of Shukadev Goswami. He felt himself sanctified by the presence of the great saint, whose presence turns any place into a place of pilgrimage. Text 33. येषां संस्मरणा पुंसां सद्यः शुद्धयन्ति वैगृहाः किं पुनर्दर्शनस्पर्श पादशौचासनादिभिः. Translation. Simply by our remembering you, our houses become instantly sanctified. And what to speak of seeing you, touching you, washing your holy feet, and offering you a seat in our home? Purport. The importance of holy places of pilgrimage is due to the presence of great sages and saints. It is said that sinful persons go to the holy places and leave their sins there to accumulate. But the presence of the great saints disinfects the accumulated sins and thus the holy places continue to remain sanctified by the grace of the devotees and saints present there. If such saints appear in the homes of worldly people, certainly the accumulated sins of such worldly enjoyers become neutralized. Therefore, the holy saints actually have no self interest with the householders. The only aim of such saints is to sanctify the houses of the householders. And the householders, therefore, should feel grateful when such saints and sages appear at their doors. A householder who dishonors such holy orders is a great offender. It is enjoined, therefore, that a householder who does not bow down before a saint at once must undergo fasting for the day in order to neutralize the great offense. Text 34. Sannidhyati महायोगिन् पातकानि महन्त्यपि सद्यो नश्यन्ति वै पुंसाम् विष्णुरिव सुरेतरः. Translation. Just as the atheist cannot remain in the presence of the personality of Godhead, so also the invulnerable sins of a man are immediately vanquished in your presence, O saint, O great mystique. Purport. There are two classes of human beings, namely the atheist and the devotee of the Lord. The devotee of the Lord, because of manifesting godly qualities, is called a demigod, whereas the atheist is called a demon. The demon cannot stand the presence of Vishnu, the personality of Godhead. The demons are always busy in trying to vanquish the personality of Godhead, but factually, as soon as the personality of Godhead appears, by either his transcendental name, form, attributes, pastimes, paraphernalia, or variegatedness, the demon is at once vanquished. It is said that a ghost cannot remain as soon as the holy name of the Lord is chanted. The great saints and devotees of the Lord are in the list of his paraphernalia, and thus, as soon as a saintly devotee is present, the ghostly sins are at once vanquished. That is the verdict of all Vedic literatures. One is recommended, therefore, to associate only with saintly devotees so that worldly demons and ghosts cannot exert their sinister influence. Hare Krishna.
Next. 35th one. अपि मे भगवान् प्रीतः कृष्ण पाण्डुसुतप्रियः पैतृष्वसेय प्रीत्यर्थम् तद्गोत्रस्यात् बान्धवः. Api, definitely be unto me, Bhagavan, the personality of God, Prita, pleased, Krishna, the Lord, Pandu Suta, the sons of King Pandu, Priya, dear, Paitra, in relation to the father, Swasyeya, Swasyeya, the sons of the sister, Preeti, satisfaction, Artham, in the matter of, Tad there, Putrasya, of the descendant, Ata, accepted, Bandhava, accepted. So Lord Krishna, the personality of God, who is very dear to the sons of King Pandu, has accepted me as one of those relatives just to please his great cousins. And says, I am not qualified, but still Lord has accepted me. That is his mercy on you. Anyatha te vyaktagate darshanam naha katham nunam itaram mriyamanana samsiddhasya vadiyasaham. So he has accepted me. How I can understand otherwise? Anyataha. They, your abhyaktagathe of one whose movements are invisible. Darshanam, meeting, na for us. Katham, how? Ram of the people. Itaram, specifically Mriyamanam, of those who are about to die. Some siddhasya of one who is all perfect. Maniyasaha, voluntary. So, this is the proof. Or otherwise, How is it that you have voluntarily appeared here? You move incognito to the common man. You are not visible to us who are on the verge of death. It means you are inspired of the Lord. This is the proof that Lord has accepted me as one of his relative. That is why he has cared me. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado. Yasya prasadat bhakti kutopi. The Lord cares the devotee. That is why he has given the spiritual master. This is the verse. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado. He has cared me. That is why he has given me the spiritual master. It's not easy to get a spiritual master. So one who gets a Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru, that is all Krishna's mercy unto us. They engage us in spiritual activities. So this is the proof that Krishna has accepted me as his own. This is the proof. Or how is it that Sukadeva Goswami, who most incognito people don't even recognize him, actually women, children, they were all following him, laughing at him, attracted towards him. So how is it that he came here? It's only because of Krishna's mercy. Krishna has accepted me. He has given me this prasadam. Prasad. That means he has given his mercy. I'll read another verse, and all the three verses will be read by Krishna Priya. Atha pruchhami samsiddhi yoginam paramam gurum purushasyeha yatkaryam mriyamanasya sarvata. Therefore, Puchhami, I beg to inquire, Samsiddhim, the way of perfection, Yoginam of the saints, Paramam, the supreme Guru, the spiritual master, Pushasya of a person, Iha in this life, yet whatever, Karyam, duty, Priyamanasya of one who is about to die, is going to die, Sarvataha, in everything. So you are spiritual master of great saints and devotees, and therefore begging you to show the way of perfection for all persons, and especially for one who is about to die. So please show me the way. What should I do to have perfection in my life? When we say I don't want Guru, it is the biggest offense what we do. Guru shows the light. It is said, you got a human life, and if a person doesn't want Guru in the human life, then it is actually he is going without a torchlight. It is Guru who shows the light even after one leaves the body. See here what is told. Especially at the time of quitting the body, one should remember the spiritual master. Ramanacharya is a perfect example. He remembered Yamunacharya at the time of quitting the body. Every spiritual master loves his disciples. And by Krishna's mercy, we are safe in the hands of Srila Prabhupada. ISKCON is nothing but Srila Prabhupada. So we are safe in his hands. We are coming in Guru Shishya Parampara. Sometimes we think, what sort of politics are happening there? That is nothing to do with us. That is nothing to do with our relationship with our spiritual master. That has nothing to do. All these are material. What is important is the study is what we are doing under the care of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is preeminent Shiksha Guru for everyone. What is the position of Srila Prabhupada? Preeminent Shiksha Guru. We are under his care. And by mercy, he has given spiritual masters to us so that we can take the ashraya. So this is the system. Divyagyan ikshatihi diksha. We have to value this process. What he told. ये तो भी जल्दी जहां दीक्षा मिलता फटाफट ले लो मिल रहा है वहां यहाँ नहीं तो वहां लो वहां नहीं तो वहां लो इज नॉट द मूड शिक्षा दीक्षा दिग्रहण आदो गुरु पदाश्रय शिक्षा दीक्षा दिग्रहणम this is most important when you approach a spiritual master see what has been asked told here please show me the way that is please guide me shiksha means please guide me and that is how one gets qualified to take initiation from the spiritual master. Then sevaya, guru marganugamanam. Everything follows automatically. In fact, in one place it has been told that first do sevaya and get the qualification to do shiksha dikshadi grahanam also like Narottam Das Thakur. What did he do? He was not accepted by Loknath Goswami. Loknath Goswami said, I am not going to give Diksha and all. I come here to do bhajan and all. I am not going to do all these things. But Narottam Das Thakur, he was doing menial service without the knowledge of Loknath Goswami. He was not knowing also who is cleaning the place, where he is passing the stool and all this. Afterwards, he found out it is Narottam Das Thakur. And who is Narottam? He belongs to such a king family, Kayastha family, king family. Such advanced devotee, such an advanced person who is coming from a high background, who has been specially blessed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For Chaitanya Mahaprabhu forecasted that there will be a young boy who is going to be a great devotee who is going to be born here. He'll take bath in this river, the Padma river, which is actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took bath. And there when Narottam, he took bath. His father also could not recognize such an effulgence. He was very black when he was born, blackish color. But such an effulgence in his body. So he is mercy personified. Mercy personified is Narottam Das Thakur. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy personified is Narottam Das Thakur. Such an advanced devotee is doing menial service to Loknath Goswami. Loknath Goswami's heart melted. He gave Diksha, but for Shiksha he sent to Jiv Goswami. So our Pranali, Shiksha Pranali, Diksha Pranali is very glorious. Even coming in this Gaudiya Vaishnava Dhara, it is a glorious thing. It is not that ISKCON is just a small speck in the whole of Vaishnava cult. But it's so glorious, Srila Prabhupada has made a home for all of us to stay. Those how many disturbances may come, may go, but one should understand we are in the glorious Sampradaya. Okay, I read now. That is what is told here. You are the spiritual master, and we are begging you, Krishna Bhagavan. Padi, Krishna Priya Mataji, 35, 36, 37.
अपि मे भगवान् प्रीतः कृष्ण पाण्डुसुतप्रियः प्रेतुर्ष्वे स्वेय प्रीत्यर्थं तत्रोस्यत्य बान्धवाः. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is very dear to the sons of King Pandu, has accepted me as one of those relatives just to please his great cousins and brothers. Purport. A pure and exclusive devotee of the Lord serves his family interest and more dexterously than others who are attached to illusory family affairs. Generally, people are attached to family matters, and the whole economic imputes of human society is moving under the influence of family affection. Such deluded person have no information that one can render better service to the family by becoming a devotee of the Lord. The Lord gives special protection to the family members and descendants of a devotee, even though such members are themselves non-devotees. Maharaja Prahlada was a great devotee of the Lord, but his father, Hiranyakasipu, was a great atheist and a declared enemy of the Lord. But despite all this, Hiranyakasipu was awarded salvation due to his being the father of Maharaja Prahlada. The Lord is so kind that he gives all protection to the family members of his devotees. And thus, the devotee has no need to bother about his family members. Even if one leaves such family members aside to discharge devotional service. Maharaja Yudhishthira and his brothers were the sons of Kunti, the paternal aunt of the Lord Krishna. And Maharaja Parikshit admits the patronage of Lord Krishna because of his being the only grandson of the great Pandavas. Text 36. Anyadha te sweta gate darsanam na kadam runam नितरां म्रियमाणानां संसिद्धस्य विनीयसः. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Otherwise, without being inspired by Lord Krishna, how is it that you have voluntarily appeared here? Though you are moving incognito to the common man and are not visible to us who are on the verge of death. Purport. The great says Sukadeva Goswami was certainly inspired by Lord Krishna to appear voluntarily before Maharaja Parikshit, the great devotee of the Lord, just to give him the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam. One can achieve the nucleus of the devotional service of the Lord by the mercy of the spiritual master and the personality of Godhead. The spiritual master is the manifested representative of the Lord to help one achieve ultimate success. One who is not authorized by the Lord cannot become a spiritual master. Srila Sukadeva Goswami is an authorized spiritual master, and thus he was inspired by the Lord to appear before Maharaja Parikshit and instruct him in the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam. One can achieve the ultimate success of going back to Godhead if he is favored by the Lord's sending, his true representative. As soon as a true representative of the Lord is met by a devotee of the Lord, the devotee is assured a guarantee for going back to Godhead just after leaving the present body. This, however, depends on the sincerity of the devotee himself. The Lord is seated in the heart of all living beings, and thus he knows very well the movements of all individual persons. As soon as the Lord finds that a particular soul is very eager to go back to Godhead, the Lord at once sends his bona fide representative. The sincere devotee is thus assured by the Lord of going back to Godhead. The conclusion is that to get the assistance and help of a bona fide spiritual master means to receive the direct help of the Lord Himself. Text 37. अतः पृच्छामि संसिद्धिं योगिनां परमं गुरुं पुरुषस्थेह यच्च यत्कार्यं म्रियमाणस्य सर्वथा. Translation and purport by Shil Prabhat ki jai. Translation. You are the spiritual master of great saints and devotees. I am therefore begging you to show the way of protection for all persons and especially for one who is about to die. Purport. Unless one is perfectly anxious to inquire about the way of perfection, there is no necessity of approaching a spiritual master. A spiritual master is not a kind of decoration for householders. Generally, a fashionable materialist engages a so-called spiritual master without any profit. The, the pious pseudo spiritual master flatters the so-called disciple, and therefore both the master and his ward go to hell without a doubt. Maharaja Parikshit is the right type of disciple because he puts forward questions vital to the interest of all men, particularly for the dying man. The question put forward by Maharaja Parikshit is the basic principle of the complete thesis of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now let us see how intelligently the great master replies. Hare Krishna.
So now last 3 verses. Two verses are last, 38th verse. Three verses are left. यश्रोतव्यम् अतो जप्यम् यत्कर्तव्यं नृभिः प्रभो स्मर्तव्यं भजनीयं वा ब्रूहि यद्वा विपर्ययम्. Now in the previous verse, what is asked, what a person should do at the time of quitting the body. Now here, what What a person should hear. What is worthy hearing? Shruttavyam, Japyam. What should he chant? Kartavyam. What duty should he execute? People in general. Now he's asking for the people in general. What they should hear, what they should chant, what they should execute, what activities they should do. Oh Prabhu, oh my master. Smartavyam. What is to be remembered? Bhajaniyam. Who is worshipable? Ba. Either. Bruhi, please explain to me. Yadva, what it may be. Vipariyam, against the principle. So please let me know what a man should hear, chant, remember, worship, and also what he should not do. Vipariyam means what are the things which is against the principle. Please explain this to me. Nunam bhagavato brahman desho grahamedina na lakshase yavasthanamapi godoham upachit na lakshase tavasthanam api godohanam pachet. Okay, Nunam because Bhagavataha of you who are powerful. Brahmano Brahmana Graheshu in the houses, Grahamedinam. Of the householders, not Lakshase are seen. Here exactly Avasthanam, staying in Api even Godohanam, milking the cow, Pachit rarely. O powerful Brahmana. It is said that you hardly stay in the houses of men long enough to milk a cow. How much time it takes to milk a cow, only that much time he has to be in the house of householders. Generally, the householders are known as Graha Medina, those who are only interested in their sense enjoyment. Actually, one who is interested in worshipping Krishna, then he is known as Grahastha, and that becomes an ashrama, Grahastha ashrama. One is only interested in eating, mating, sleeping, defending. Just wastes his time. He is actually Graha Medhi, a householder who has no interest in serving Krishna. Some people say, how much we should do? We do little also, this also, that also. Again, they also come in the category of Grahamedi. One who is 100% thinking of only the missionary task of Krishna. That person is actually Ashramaha, Ashrayate iti Ashramaha. If you take Ashraya of the Maya also, then how it is? So Grahamedi and Grahastha. Grahastha is a responsible ashram, very responsible ashram, more responsible than even a sannyas ashram. Because it's sannyas ashram and brahmachari ashram, the person anyhow is away from the sense object. But in the grahastha ashram, he is along with the sense objects. But what he does, yatharham upayunjataham, he is using it in Krishna's service when it can happen. Anasaktasya vishayani tharam puyunjatah nirbandha Krishna sambandhe. The vairagi uchyate. Krishna says they are yukta vairagi. Senses are there, sense objects are also there. But using everyone in Krishna's service, using everything, whatever samarthya we have in Krishna's service, that is brahsta. Sutuvacha एवम् आभाषितः पृष्टः स राज्ञा शिक्षलक्षणया गिरा प्रत्यभाषत धर्मज्ञो भगवान् बादरायणिः. Sutuvacha. Evam thus, Abhashitah being spoken, Prushtaha and asked for, Sahi Ragyah by the king, Shlakshanaya by sweet Gira language, Pratyabhashata began to reply, Dharmagya, one who knows the principles of religion, Bhagavan, the powerful personality, Badarayani, son of Vyasapika. So now Sri Sutta Goswami said the king thus spoke and questioned the sage using sweet language. Then the great and the powerful personality, the son of Vyasadeva. That's why he's known as Badarayani. Vaiyasaki, the Padarayani, they are all for Sukadeva Goswami, who knew the principles of religion, began his reply. Thus, it is the purpose of the first canto, 19th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Appearance of Sukadeva. Gadadhar Prabhu, read all the 3 verses and complete the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Practically took 2 years, isn't it? Complete one canto. I do not haste intentionally because we don't want to haste in our studies. Let us do it peacefully so that we relish Bhagavatam. It's not that just to get a certificate and be blanketed.
Mataji, I'm sorry. What was the first question he asked Parikshit Maharaj?
Parikshit Maharaj asked
Sukadeva Goswami. What was the first one, Mataji?
the first is, what should I do at the time of death? That is the first. And then in general,
Yes,
how the people should be. That is the next question. Okay, read it. Gadadhar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Text number 38, I should read, Mataji.
Yeah,
37 onwards, Prabhuji.
40. 38, 39, 40.
Shrotavyam ato japayam yat kartavyam nirbi prabho smartavyam bhajanteyam va prayayam. Translation. Bashir was so what he.
Your voice is not audible. Prabhu. Neeraj Prabhu, can you read? There's some problem
Sure,
in the
Mataji.
translation.
Sure, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Shloka 38. Yachotravyam atho japyam yat kartavyam rabhi prabho smartavyam bhajaniyam va bruhi yadva viparyayam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Please let me know what a man should hear, chant, and remember and worship, and also what he should not do. Please explain all this to me. Text, Shloka 39. Nunam bhagavato brahman graheshu graha medinam na lakshyate havasthanam api godohanam kvachet. Translation, O powerful Brahmana, it is said that you hardly stay in the houses of men long enough to milk a cow. Purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Saints and sages in the renounced order of life go to the houses of the householders at the time they milk the cows early in the morning and ask some quantity of milk for subsistence. A pound of milk fresh from the milk bag of a cow is sufficient to feed an adult with all vitamin values, and therefore saints and sages live only on milk. Even the poorest of the householders keep at least 10 cows, each delivering 10 to 12 quarts of milk, and therefore no one hesitates to spare a few pounds of milk for the mendicants. It is the duty of the householders to maintain the saints and sages, like the children. So a saint like Shukadev Goswami would hardly stay at the house of a householder for more than 5 minutes in the morning. In other words, such saints are very rarely seen in the houses of the householders. And Maharaj Parikshit therefore prayed to him to instruct him as soon as possible. The householders also should be intelligent enough to get some transcendental information from visiting sages. The householders should not foolishly ask a saint to deliver what is available in the market. That should be the reciprocal relation between the saints and the householders. Text 40. Sutta uvacha evama bhashita prashta saragya salalakshana gira प्रत्याभाषता धर्मज्ञो भगवान् बादरायणी अहमेवासमेवाग्रे नान्यद्यत् सदसत परम् पञ्चाशदहं यद्येच यो वशिष्येत सोऽस्यहम्. Translation: Sri Sutta Goswami said, the king thus spoke and questioned the sage using sweet language. Then the great and powerful personality, the son of Vyasadeva, who knew the principles of religion, began his reply. Purport: thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the first canto, 19th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Appearance of Shukadeva Goswami. End of first canto. Hare Krishna, Hari Hari Bol. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam.
So your exam will be there for all these chapters. Till how many chapters we have done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think 16, 17, 18, 19. They are the chapters remaining, right? 4 chapters are remaining. So all of you will give exam. How many chapters are remaining, Jumur?
14th onwards, Mataji. 14th to 19th.
14? No.
Yes. 6 chapters exam is pending.
Okay, good. So I'll ask Bindu to set up. How much time you want to prepare? Do one thing. May first week. Will be exam.
1
Is it
month.
okay? May first week or May second week? So once May second week, we can keep the exam. Well, study nicely first. Study nicely. We can keep the exam in the May first week only. Will not drag so much. May first week. That is enough, I think. And then May second week onwards, we'll start with Canto 2.
Hari Bol. But Mataji, I have to first appear for the exams of Canto 1. I have not appeared for single exam. So how will I be able to move forward? I'm just questioning myself.
So you have to ask Bindu to help you how to do it.
Okay, Mataji. I'll talk
Even
to Mataji.
even I too have same doubt, Mataji. I didn't appear even one exam this time.
So I have to appear for exams, Mataji.
Then
Whatever
only you can go
is
to
the
Canto 2.
yeah,
So again,
exam
Canto 1
date.
will be.
Yeah, and then I can. When are you planning to start Canto 2, Mataji?
So you do one thing. We'll start Canto 2 peacefully June second week. Till the
But
time you
by the
write
time I
all
have to appear for all my exams and get the
all
certificate.
exams. Kamlakshi, you have done all the exams. Gadadhar Prabhu. Unmute now. Kamlakshi Mataji. Have you finished all exams? If you are not done, you have nice 1.5 months. Finish off with everything. June second week only I can start because I'm going to Yatra. Jagannath. We are coming back on 13th only. Anyhow, I'll start only June 15th ki baad. So you have practically 2 months to prepare. Study whole canto, write exam, then only second canto.
Done, Mataji. So I will speak to Bindu Mataji. Now, one very quick question, Mataji. Is there some kind of a sample paper or something? I have no idea what kind of paper comes in, whether it is objective, subjective, multiple answers, or
whole book is there. Whole workbook is there. Tell her to give. All the
the
sample
Subodhini. Are
questions.
you referring to Subodhini?
The book has been made, workbook has been made for the Bhakti Vaibhav.
Handbook.
Okay. I don't
Prabhuji,
have that.
I have the handbook. I will send it to you, Prabhuji.
Please, Prabhuji, send it across. I will get a printout right away. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Kamlakshi Mataji, you are not unmuting. Gadadhar Prabhu, have you appeared in all the papers? I think there's some
Krishna
problem.
Mataji, I'm not audible. It's not very audible to me. I'm not able to understand what you're saying also. I think our
Have you
network is
appeared in all? No
slow
problem.
today.
You type the question. Jumur,
Hare
the
Krishna.
question in the group. What question I'm asking to Gadadhar? Okay.
Hare Krishna.
So we'll meet only after June 15th. After you're all clearing the papers, we'll go to second canto. The second canto is so wonderful, so wonderful. Every canto is wonderful by itself. This is the point. Okay then. पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो च पतितं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वैष्णव की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय।
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Jai Jai Shri Radha Rani. Jai Jai Jagannath Ji Balram Ji Subhadra Ji.
Just close the.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for being such wonderful association. Everyone, Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Jumur Mataji, Narayan Prabhu, Jagannath, Devasmanam, Prabhuji.